What is up, guys? I'm your caster, Valor Strike here. I'm joined by NSO Cash.
Hello everyone, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Amateur Gaming and Striker for allowing me to join Duocast. I'm quite excited to do it for my first time.
Yep, sorry we are late on starting the cast. We had some technical issues with casters. We had to scramble to get the casters in. But we are here now. We're on border. 3-2 to Mint Clan as it's minute 18 left. And
We
we're about
see
to hit
that
the
in the 7th round, Mint Clan
mark.
is on attack. It's currently sitting in a 2v3 in the way of Yakuza. There's still a little bit of time left on the board. We have a minute left. It's plenty of time to play with. You can see that they're kind of thoroughly droning it out. They're kind of see if they can kind of win this still with a man down.
I mean, they don't have any high breach. This is going to be a real challenge for them to try entry. And there you go. Dark picks up the IQ. So up to the Jackal now, 1v3. And Valkyrie picks that up, and that will tie it up 3-3 going into the half.
Now it's going to be the switch on over, I think, over to, it's going to be Mint on defense now.
Defense, yeah. And I know both these teams lost their initial game last week. Mint lost 2-0 to, I want to say, Vengeance, and then Descent beat Yakuza, is it? I butcher that all day.
Absolutely.
They lost to Descent 2-1. So
I do want to take a peek at, because of the fact that we're casting so late into the match, and it's 3-3 now with the switching over to the defense side. I just wanted to note the bans, especially because of the map that we're on and the sites that we are already seeing in play. The fact that a thermite is out of the way and a buck, it's understandable as to why it went even in the first half here. I mean, we have a lot of utility being lost vertically and horizontally from the attacking team. It's interesting to see as to how Mint was able to get 3 on the board without having that much utility.
Yeah, I mean, look at the defensive ban, like Echo and Ella. Now, I've casted the game earlier today and the one game last weekend, and Ella was an insta-ban for all maps. And my theory is the Ella shotgun is very prevalent in this league right now. My knowledge, very strong in NA meta.
Oh no, absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree there. You put her in the right spot, the right corner, kind of watching over the rotate. You know, it's excellent for catching a team off guard when, you know, they don't drone that exact spot, or when you're kind of, you know, making the rotate in, the flank in while you're watching the initial attacking push go down. It's something that can kind of just really change the meta of the round immensely, especially with how NA treats the operator.
Yeah, for sure. That element also allows Mirror to be played a lot more, especially on border. That's a very strong operator. You can deny a lot of plants with that mirror window. It intimidates the attackers and doesn't really allow them to push until it's dealt with. So,
especially with the lack of a thermite to be able to kind of deal with, especially armory to deal with this wall here, you have to depend on X-Kairoses or, well, they don't have a Maverick at this time, but you have to kind of like look as to how you're going to be attacking that side if you're doing so, because now the Bandit of Mint has free reign to Bandit trick if need be, and the Black Mirror can be watching over his shoulder, preventing, you know, kind of a quick flash and push. But here we have the first frag, which will be, speaking of which, Mirror off the board for Mint Clan, and I believe that was Thatcher or Sledge. I wasn't able to catch the image getting the initial frag.
it was either of them, I don't know. And then one of them picks up the Bandit as well. That'll be on the Bandit trick, I imagine. Might be from below. That'll be from Sledge from below.
So we have a minute 45 left in the round. 2 bodies are dropped for the defensive team. Now it is Mira and Bandit, and as I say that, smoke, so there goes half of the plant defusal that they're looking at here. Joe Jackson, the Jaeger rotating on in. He's trying to stop the push here from Migwall. However, will get taken out by, again, Thatcher. I believe that's a second or third frag this round. And now it's leaving a 1v4 in the way of Mint. They're pressing on into armory that the plant is going down, and they will finish him off.
Sledge picks that kill up with the SMG-11. And that was a very dominant performance. They cleared out the Bandit, the Mirror, off that kind of main wall, half wall area, and it gave them free reign to open up that wall and just push straight in.
It was a very kind of clean swiped push, I think we can call it there.
Yes, for sure. They're going to go back there now with the same composition. So, also what I have noticed casting these NA games, because I'm an EU caster, NA's compositions seem to be a lot more rigid at the moment. There's not a lot of movement between operators. As you see, both sides bring in the exact same lineups here, to my knowledge.
I was gonna say, flexibility amongst operators definitely changes per region, especially with how comfortable players are in their role. And that's what I like to see in like leagues where you can kind of just see a player grow into not only a role but an operator. So if they're sticking to their gun, that means they're comfortable, and that's when they're going to be have the most potential there.
For sure. I brought this up in the broadcast earlier when I was casting the game previous. The EU, they tend to have a lot more flexible rosters at the moment in the meta. You'll see a lot of IQ play, Buck play, Buck's band, a Sophia play, Capital play, and they'll flex off all these ops to change adapting. As the game earlier, at least on Coastline, it was the attackers brought the same 5 operators all but one round. And it says a lot. I mean, it worked for them, but it says a lot about how flexible teams are, and they like to stick to their guns in NA, which I respect that. Stick to what you know.
Absolutely. It's definitely a huge difference between player utilization and then overall utility utilization, because if you take an NA player who's 100% solely dedicated to, say, sledge and the vertical play from NA, that could be swapped out for any number of characters on EU. However, if that player, is a little bit more, oriented for that specific operator.
That's a newer gun.
Mirror's already
great
gone.
nade there onto Jaeger.
Furlan, the entry frag onto Jaeger, as Joe Jaxie out of the rounds now for Mint. Early picks again for Yakuza. You can kind of just tell that they are really kind of getting their information early, trying to pick them off like while they're still a little bit unsettled to the round.
Gets 2 sets for Habanas there, and actually picked up a kill on Thatcher. While the floor is destroyed from below, if he places his bandit battery now, it's going to be very hard for the attackers to open up that wall. But
So
I don't think he will
his teammate. And now we're seeing a 4v4. He's playing really tight in there, kind of playing with what angles he could. But here we have Ash and Illusional pushing on in through Smallest down. Now he able to get all the way up to almost half wall there, but he's down in Sandwich, and we're still sitting in the way of a 3v2 with a downed member from Yakuza. So you're going to see Habana pushing on in. Now it's a 1v4 again, with Maestro being the last operator alive for the round. Caesar will be going down. You see Sergeant Guns kind of peeking on an archive, see if he has the secure way to rotate on in. I believe the information's going down that the Ash has been picked up. He spots the one at the half wall.
Oh, he'll flash. Look at it, just the right time as the sledge peaks. And Maestro, not able to land his shots just yet, but will land the shots eventually onto the sledge. 1v1 versus the Ash. Doesn't have a lot of time, has to land these shots. Won't see the Ash. Ash will be hit outside the wall. And he'll get the kill, but will he have enough time to defuse? I don't think he will. No, he won't. Valiant effort, but doesn't have enough time to defuse. That's Mint Clan going down 5-3. Using 2 armory defenses in a row. Really lucky there. A bit more time, we would have had that. So I imagine we'll see a Events Workshop hold now, as they have lost that site twice. And there we go, Events Workshop. And we'll see the same composition for the attackers. If the last player picks Ash, that is. There we go. And we've seen a Ventilation Workshop hold with...
Alright, a little bit of technical difficulties there, I'm back.
He just missed Maestro. Clutch out the 1v3, but not be able to defuse in time.
Oh, I was casting that whole entire time. My mic was just not being picked up, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yes, you hate to hear it, but I think that was an excellent effort there from Sergeant Two Guns, kind of making that push on in. He staying very tight. It seemed to be very open angles that were trying to be taken on by the attacking team there. I mean, if you throw bodies, but it's in the way of, you know, making sure that they can't defuse, it's overall a, if you're out of utility, you know, you can just throw a whole entire player at them. That eats not only their HP if it doesn't finish off the operator, but that does eat the defusal time that, you know, that is remaining.
But we'll see a ventilation workshop hold now. Right choice, I've lost upstairs twice. The last round, nearly won, but don't want to cut it too close again. So I'll go downstairs. There was a teaser at Kaid, which would be a nice pick. A lot of vertical play involved with these two hatches, but Kaid not going to be in play. Instead it'll be a Legion.
We do see
But
Yakuza picking a sledge. I'm excited to see as to if they're going to be going for an armory push here and kind of playing the floors.
For sure. We'll see the sledge of Felin. I can't speak today. On 12 kills after 8 rounds. That's a good start for an entry frag, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of. You can see a lot of information, especially being relayed to the fraggers here, and I think that overall is the best part, because that's when a fragger can really do their most potentials, when they know the most, when their support players are.
The interesting thing is not both of the army walls. Of course, only the one. Oh, C4 kill onto the sledge there, so that vertical plate is going to be gone. The sledge, Jaeger playing half wall will pick up a nasty kill onto the Habana, and that's the high destruction gone. Ash very low is going to look to push in, maybe get a kill, but no, go down to the Valkyrie, and this upstairs hold is paying dividends for them. It's now a 5v2 within a minute 10.
They're doing an excellent job at holding it down. They know that vertical play is the key to the site here for the attacking team, so they're holding them off the best they can, and you can see 3 frags coming out of it is the best way for them to hold it. If they're pushing and you have a hold, they're just not being permitted to take advantage of it. And the 4th up there, leaving it up to Twitch in a 1v4 scenario. The Twitch of Yakuza is sitting at 100 HP downstairs over in Teller bathroom hallway here. Does not have possession of the diffuser, however. There is a minute 20 left, so odds are a little bit against them. However, with how spread out the defending operators are, you can kind of pick and choose his battles as he pleases. So he's being wide angling over, checking baggage, taking a peek over into workshop, where he will get goo mined. Now, the biggest piece of that goo mine was solely information right there. You can kind of see Maestro, Sergeant Guns, with his LMG up, now that they know at least a vicinity of where the switch is going to be coming from.
For sure, but they have to fuse it on the balcony of CC, so Twitch is going to have to go for frags at this point, and there's only 2 on site. They're have to push upstairs, light up the smoke, but won't find the kill just yet. But Maestro will finish up this round. I think that's a wonderful headshot onto Twitch, and Mint Clan pick up their first defense round.
I feel like they learned from what was happening on previous rounds and making sure that they kind of, you know, adjusted it accordingly throughout the rounds, because it seemed as if a lot of information was being relayed. Gunfights were being picked a little bit smarter, and they were just kind of comfortable. They were a little bit more fluent up top, especially when they had such a strong hold, and they knew the fact that the attacking team, that they had to go upstairs. Yakuza, for that site, it's a no-brainer. You know, if you have vertical control over that area, it's substantial to depicting the hold.
For sure, and obviously in army halls, they did win downstairs, so they'll go back upstairs, or of course to custom to a bathroom. Of course, they're the least favoured sites. Well, actually, a Kaid brought out upstairs hold. I'm interested to see how this is going to work, especially with the bandit already in play. And there's no Jaeger. They've brought the Kaid at a cost of a Jaeger, which is interesting. There's been a lot of grenade play by the sledge so far, so maybe the Jaeger was a good choice, but they've brought the Kaid, so I'll be interested to see how that plays.
Oh, no, absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. With grenades being played as much as they were, and the flashbangs later on when we saw the diffuser down, the lack of ADS is maybe a little bit detrimental to a retake here if it has to happen. But if they feel as if they can make do without it, that's just something that you're going to have to make sure that if you're droned out, whether or not you're comfortable staying in that area, whether or not you need to make the rotate, relay it to your teammates to support you if you do. It's one of those operators that, you know, picked just about 99% of the time you see in these kind of holds, but if they feel they can make do without it, I would love to see it.
Especially on board with no Ying ban. Jaeger's always a safe pick because this, especially this site, if you have a Ying rushing through archives or armory door, there's not a lot you can do as a defender. If you're sat half wall. And there
Absolutely.
we go.
We have
a
a
nade
Lucian
comes out.
Ari on sandwich and a nade from Furlan again.
Ash charge. This is why you bring a Jaeger.
So 2 kills right off the bat for Yakuza. That is
It's gonna be a
less
third
than
hit.
30 seconds finished.
Oh my god.
And a second, as both nades being used to the best of their capabilities. It is now already a 2v5
Wow.
with Mira sitting at 1 HP, and the round is over. What an aggressive take there.
I mean, it wasn't even the aggression, just the explosive damage. That couldn't have been wrote any better. We had literally said, going into that round, they can do with a Jaeger. And there's 3 explosive rounds. All of them things that kill them can be caught by an ADS. It's not like it was a Capital Bolt, which burnt them to death. It was an Ash charge that can be caught by an ADS, and 2 nades. So
Exactly, and if you noticed, it was a lot of drone work from the attacking team.
Yes.
I mean, you saw pings flying everywhere, and they each had their own orchestrated reason. You had Sledge downstairs in workshop waiting for the ping from a drone, you know, watching over the operator by sandwich, and that was the second grenade kill. And the first one happened within, I'll just say, 20 seconds of the round, if that, and it's all from these really well synergistic pings that the drones are giving off.
For sure. And I think in this situation, you saw the Sledge below nading. As much as we say bring a Jaeger, the ADSs wouldn't help in that situation because he was doing it from below. What you need at that point is someone playing to below, someone to delay that Sledge getting in.
Exactly. I think the whole buck ban is no longer something that the team is comfortable with because of the fact that, you know, with buck, you know, the skeleton key can be utilized below. However, no one thinks about, you know, the well timing of the nades and the lack of ADS coverage that provides. So even with switching back to a Jaeger, that last kill we saw from Furlan would still not have been prevented. You know, having an operator downstairs, you know, gathering information, preparing to rotate back up, you know, as quickly as opposition was presented. It was just all up to how Yakuza played that round through.
You'll see they've already adapted to this. They've got the Jaeger playing downstairs in workshop, so that's great adaptation mid-game. But the question is, will it be quick enough as you're going to see the Sledge go for the same nade on half wall. Oh, he's at least teeing up to it. Oh, and just spots the holes made by the Jaeger. That won't come to
Shots
fruition just yet.
will not connect, but attempts will be made to wall bang through. And you can see they put an ADS down in ventilation to kind of cover that same area. However, they're going to be trying to corner this Jaeger as much as he can. Joe Jaxie's going to be rotating over by the bottom of main stairs, peeking out main door. Will get taken out by the Ash of RJM. The Ash will be rotating
And
up.
there we go, another grenade kill.
With the ADS gone, nothing's there to stop him. So I think the 4th kill we've seen with the grenade from Furlan already.
It's ticking up another here onto the mirror. And isn't there a very aggressive peek here on Beepers, actually, 2 playing there. Smoke goes down to the hands of Devils. That's and the Thatcher. And it's all up to the Maestro once again in a 1v4. He won't win it.
And it's match point. RGM will close it out.
Yeah. I mean, the story of that game was just the Sledge and his nades. Simple as.
I think it was overall just well execution, because a sledge can try to nade as much as they want from underneath. However, without the drone pings, without